gentlemen, introducing your host from the birthplace of extreme, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at, well, an average weight for a person of his size, Sean Bell Wilbur.
Hey, and ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again with the Bury the Booking podcast, wrestling podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Dell. That is Devin. Devin, how are you?
Hanging in there, doing what I need to do.
That's it. That's
it.
That's all we can do. Everybody needs to do what they need to do, and don't do things you don't need to do.
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing.
They know, yeah. You know what we talking about. Everybody knows those things you don't need to do that you do. You just do what you need to do.
For now.
That's our time for this episode. No. But now we are going to jump into the week that was in pro wrestling. We had quite a few things going on. Not really a gigantic groundbreaking, momentum shifting week. Things are, still the same. We're getting closer for AEW to the World's End pay-per-view. They tried to set up a little things going towards that pay-per-view we'll talk about. And right now, it's kind of sort of usually a dry spell, not typically for WWE, because they're trying to get from Survivor Series to the Royal Rumble. So in between, but we got some things to talk about, and let's just jump right into it with Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was a show. It was a tale of two segments, pretty much bookended by the MVP of Monday Night Raw this week, and Drew McIntyre. Drew was very busy this week and very animated. I'm really excited and happy to see where they keep going with Drew McIntyre right now. How you feel about
this is the Drew I needed.
Yes.
First off, he messed up. Came out with that stupid ass sword. Talking trash about Punk, talking trash about Seth and Jay. Then Sammy come out. But, Drew did what he did.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Drew McIntyre ain't really telling lies right now. He hasn't been getting the opportunities that he feels like he needs to be getting. Feels like everybody else they're plucking over Drew McIntyre right now. And he's like, yo, I've been here. I've been doing stuff. You got people who, get fired, get released, and wind up coming back and doing all this, that. I'm like, damn. Drew was out there. She was out there cutting. But, I mean, Drew was a person that got released before, went and did his thing, came back as an even bigger star. So, I mean, it happens, Drew. That's how you got to where you are. But I see where he's coming from.
Sammy come out.
Yeah, I like this animated Drew McIntyre though. Like,
I need more of this.
Yeah, and it's not in a goofy animated way. It's like he's cracking. He's cracking. Like, but Sami Zayn came out. Sammy, the whole positive thing about how he made the best of his situation and came back from it, and his family's proud. And then he said some stuff, asked Drew about how his family would feel. Drew didn't like that too much.
Nobody should have. Because we've experienced in other shows wrestlers whose family are involved, and they don't really have much of a reaction.
Yeah, they kind of just go back to work like everything was fine. Yeah.
Not Drew.
No, nah.
He whooped you.
Drew was like, "Yo, you listen. You don't even talk about my family.
Yeah,
you don't even bring it up
inside, backstage."
Yeah. So Drew McIntyre. So the show opened up with Drew McIntyre's promo that brought Sami Zayn out. And then from there, Sami and Drew had a match. The match was good. I mean, it's Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. But the story of it was Sami tweaked that wheel. Drew went right for it, saw the opportunity, went for it, and it played a big part of him taking Sammy out, getting the win, and he wasn't done because backstage he said, "You know what? I'm not really done with this." He decided he wanted to just finish Sami Zayn off in the back, attacked him again, stepped on the leg, put Sammy effectively on the shelf for who knows how long. I'm sure we'll probably find out an update on Monday Night Raw about that situation. But Drew McIntyre was straight up busy, straight up just saying what he needed to say and doing things he needed to do. He made sure that you knew that Drew McIntyre was sniffing around, and which is good. Like I said, like you said, this is the Drew McIntyre we needed. Like you saw it week by week. You know, it's like a little bit here, a little bit there. Did like he's trying to bring it back because he might be like struggling with it. This Drew McIntyre here said, "Fuck it."
Just went after what it is.
Yeah, look.
I don't, you know, like I always said, like if he be people would take him more seriously if he put the fucking sword away. We get it. Your moves the Claymore, la 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 la. You Irish? Scottish?
Yeah, Scottish, yeah.
So let's leave it put it aside. We all grow.
Yeah, you know,
you're not growing with this fucking sword.
We'll see what he does. We'll see if he, you know, evolves to leaving it behind or not. He used to have the cool thing he used to do with it. He used to have the sword and it had like the little like stone thing that was out there. And when he came out, he would like jam it in, and then like the pyro would go off. That was a cool thing because he kind of left the sword up there, like when he did it. So you know, it was cool. I enjoyed that, but I get it. I get the sword thing.
We got guns now, people.
But so Drew McIntyre would definitely not be the last time we seen Drew McIntyre, because he wound up showing up later on at the end of the night. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But in between, Monday Night Raw was there. Some segments. Wasn't nothing crazy to write home about. Creed brothers continued their momentum. You had Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler match. They got a little chippy for a little bit, but you know, Nia got the win. They're teasing Becky and Nia Jax. I don't know if they're stretching that to something or to Rumble or what they're doing there, but you know, play the hand you're dealt there. So I see that. So week by week, you get the women doing something. Looking at you, AEW. But and we had multiple women's matches. We had the women's tag team match. Later on, I think it was Keaton Carter and Katana Chance versus Tegan and Natalya. So, like I said, we see, you know, things happen.
Little by little.
So here, I'm going to ask you about this one. Since we've seen amongst a few returns, we saw Randy Orton, we saw CM Punk. How you feel about R-Truth and his interactions with the Judgment Day?
What is he doing? Me and my daughter was watching it together, and she's like, "Who that?" I was like, "Somebody from back in the day came back." She's like, "Why is he in their clubhouse?" We all want to know this.
Everyone does. It's what R-Truth does. This is his thing. Like R-Truth is gold. Like he just needs to just be and like I loved R-Truth when he was in TNA, when he was the NWA world champion, and like, you know, just wrestling legit matches and being legit. But I mean, damn it, F dude isn't entertaining doing this either. Like he's it's just hilarious, man. Like he'll like, oh, you would have loved a lot of stuff that Truth was doing. Like he would come out during promos that like involved a bunch of main eventers. Like it was like the Money in the Bank thing, and he would just come out and just interrupt it, and he would talk about like him like climbing the the ladder and getting the briefcase and becoming Mr. Money in the Bank, and like everybody goes, Truth, you're not in the match, and he go, I'm not, and they're like, no, and he goes, my bad, that's on me, and then he would just leave. It's like it's hilarious.
Wow.
But I like the I mean, you see the Judgment Day stuff every week, so like this is breaking that up a little bit. This adding a little bit of a little bit of something into it.
Yeah, something different.
Yeah, I'm never not entertained by Truth. I've never seen Truth and be like, I wish he would stop. Like,
no,
dude, just
keep the gold going.
Yeah, dude just is what he is. But yeah, like I said, Monday Night Raw, you had your typical segments. You had Cody. So, two people that you enjoy on Monday Night Raw is Cody Rhodes and Shinsuke Nakamura. How did you feel about the reveal of why Shinsuke chose Cody Rhodes?
They had to have a reason. I wish they wouldn't have said anything. Like you
just love the mystery behind Shinsuke attacking.
Yeah, like why is he doing
and not explaining anything?
They gave too much information. Too much. Like I'm sitting there like I shouldn't have to read all this. Like I just need you to say something in Japanese. No subtitles. Leave Cody standing there looking baffled.
And while he's looking baffled, attack him from behind.
Yes.
Hey, look, like, I'm
like I don't have a problem with how the reasoning.
Yeah. So essentially, the Shinsuke says they had similar paths. Both won Rumble, didn't win at WrestleMania, are trying to finish the stories essentially, and Shinsuke's like, yo, in order for me to finish mine, I got to make sure you don't finish yours. So there's that. But they did announce that they're gonna have their match on Raw. So the next episode of this podcast, we will be definitely talking about Shinsuke Nakamura versus Cody Rhodes and the fallout of that match. It's it's been a, albeit short, but it's been a pretty interesting pretty interesting rivalry so far. I like the contrast between the two. So like I said, we'll be talking about that on the next episode. But really, all throughout the night, they've been selling Jey Uso's moment. This was Jey Uso's moment. Jey Uso's big night, big opportunity as he looks to dethrone and become the World Heavyweight Champion as he took on Seth Rollins, which was in our main event here. And I mean, the match didn't disappoint. There was no way in hell. Everyone with a brain knows that Seth Rollins ain't losing the world title to Jey Uso. But I mean, the match was really good. Match was really entertaining. At the end of it, we saw Seth Rollins defeat Jey Uso and, show him respect. Of course, they had been through war games, all that stuff together. And after that, Drew McIntyre wasn't done. Wasn't done saying his piece, wasn't done doing things to people. Because he came out and just laid Jey Uso out with a Claymore. Trash Seth.
It was awesome.
Trash Seth, and then went back and, pretty much he's coming for Jey Uso. And it's been coming for a long time.
Yeah. As much as I like Seth, he should have just walked away. He should have. Don't involve yourself.
Don't get involved in nothing else.
Yeah, like you've done enough. Leave it at that. Like, why are you getting involved with fucking Jey Uso? And like, have you not seen how big fucking Drew McIntyre is?
And Drew McIntyre wants another crack. Drew McIntyre wants another shot at Seth Rollins. So
yeah,
in the grand scheme of things, like if you are Seth, you're like, damn, let me,
Let me not make waves right now.
But Seth's the hero. Seth's the big baby face. Seth has got to be, and who knows? Maybe this sets up, Seth and Drew for a rematch at the Rumble or something like that.
Yeah,
which I could see, which would help bridge the gap if we're going to get to Seth Rollins against someone else, possibly at WrestleMania, somebody that they mention each other without mentioning each other type thing. And let's just go ahead and talk about that one because Friday Night SmackDown on the WWE side was the Tribute to the Troops show, which was, damn, I didn't even know it's been over 20 years. I mean, clearly it has been, but it just doesn't seem like it's just every year. You just get so used to it every year. But this one was touted with the big return to SmackDown of CM Punk. And CM Punk definitely had a slightly different promo than he had last Monday on Raw.
He had a better promo.
Yes, he did. How do you feel about one? We talked about his last promo, and now this one. So, how do you feel about CM Punk this time on SmackDown?
This is the Punk that I know. I don't know all that feelings BS and I love you. No, get out there, talk your trash, have a good time, and let's keep it moving.
He did have a good time.
All that. Huh?
He did have a good time in this promo. Yeah, this one was different.
He was calling everybody.
Yeah, this was loaded. This promo was absolutely loaded. He named pretty much everybody he could name by name, and also mentioned some things that he can't outright say, but he said things that we know what you said because about the stuff.
Yeah.
but yeah, so right now CM Punk is a free agent, as they say, and they're like, oh well, is he gonna sign with Monday Night Raw or is he gonna sign with SmackDown? Yeah. I mean, anybody with a brain knows he's going to Monday Night Raw. You just got Randy Orton on SmackDown. You're not gonna load Randy Orton and CM Punk on SmackDown. Like that makes no sense. Yeah, like that's like we all know that he's gonna pick Monday Night Raw, which is why he came to SmackDown first. And then he goes to Raw. Oh, you want me to stay on Raw? And then, of course, Raw's reaction is going to be the loudest if he's leaving it into their hands and he's going to stay put.
Yeah.
And you also got Seth Rollins there, so they're going to keep constantly testing and teasing that. And then, let's say maybe Cody doesn't win this year's Royal Rumble because CM Punk all but said he's in the Royal Rumble this year. That was another thing he said in this promo that covered a lot of things. He also said he's going to throw 29 other people out of the ring in main event WrestleMania. He said that's his goal. That was his goal last time. He wants to be the main event of WrestleMania. So let's just say CM Punk's in the Royal Rumble. Maybe CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble. Maybe he challenges Seth Rollins for the championship. Maybe that's your main event for WrestleMania Night 1. Let's just say WrestleMania Night 1. And then anything can happen. It's pro wrestling. They could figure something out to get Cody and Roman back. If you're still gonna do that and still have Cody Rhodes win the WWE Universal Championship, you can find a way. Maybe Cody runs a gauntlet. Maybe something happens and there's a specialty type match or elimination chamber or something, and Cody gets an opportunity to actually have his match with Roman. So maybe you get Night 1 main event of WrestleMania, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. Maybe you get Night 2, Cody versus Roman number 2.
That sounds, you right.
I mean, they're both in. But we did see, we heard, and then we saw a little tease. So we heard him call out Roman Reigns. So CM Punk actually did call out Roman Reigns and was saying, let's not forget.
He ain't never there.
Yeah, he's never there, one. And then he said, let's not forget who the OG Paul Heyman guy is, because when CM Punk had his record title reign, Paul Heyman was his manager. It was Paul Heyman and CM Punk. Where Heyman went, Punk went, and vice versa. So Punk did the Heyman thing before Roman did, but so they definitely planted a little seed there for that. And also backstage after his promo where he alluded to people maybe not wanting to work with him because he randomly punches people in the face backstage.
But that's when Kevin showed up.
Yes.
I thought something was gonna happen.
Yeah, something still might happen. Kevin Owens is friendly with the Young Bucks and stuff like so.
We'll see.
But But I did notice that when they did show CM Punk backstage, he was standing out in front of the Bloodlines locker room and was about ready to knock on it. So maybe he was going to go talk to Paul Heyman. I mean, that would have been cool to see, but I'm pretty sure that's a story for another time.
We're not. This is going to be going on for a long time.
Yeah. So that story is already written itself. With Heyman and Roman and whatever there. But we got to get the other stuff out of the way. Like I said, he did talk about Seth Rollins and saying, of course, Seth and CM Punk, of course.
They really don't mess with each other. Like
we're definitely going to be, but they're willing to do the thing that we want to see.
They want to get paid.
Because it's business.
You're in
the wrestling business.
Randy Orton just dropped $100K.
that was hilarious. That was funny. He came in, handed Nick Aldis the check.
Like, it's supposed to be 50. No, this for next time. Yeah, that's a lot. 50K? Because you got RKO'd?
The man's the general manager of your show. He signs your matches.
You just not allowed to attack the GM?
No. It's frowned upon.
Whatever. If I go to work Monday and I RKO my supervisor, I'm not going to get fined. Chances are they're not going to do nothing.
They might not, but...
Yeah. They're going to be like, oh, that's Devin again.
Yeah, oh, look, he did it again. But so CM Punk's promo, like you said, was definitely different. Definitely a more dug in promo. Yeah. And of course, he did show up on NXT had their event on Saturday. He showed up there, which was pretty cool. But Monday Night Raw is where he said he's going to make his decision.
Question.
Yes.
Otis?
Did
Otis get body slammed?
Yes.
By a female?
Yes.
Okay. I saw a clip of that. And I'm like,
yeah.
I didn't get a chance to go watch it. I'm like,
that happened. Yeah, that happened. All right. Yeah.
She's strong.
Yeah. Hey, man, Bianca Belair, fireman's carried Otis and walked with him, doing an obstacle course thing before.
Wow.
Yeah. Otis is slammable, and but
Otis is a big dude.
Yes, he is.
It's a lot of man. He be like, I'm gonna pick it up.
I'm gonna pick it up. But so the other thing here tonight was continuation, having main focal point being on the women here on SmackDown with Damage Control and Bayley. Like, this is an every week thing. Speaking of Bianca Belair and Bayley there was supposed to be a match between Charlotte and Asuka. Bailey's talking in the back with Damage Control. She's like, "Oh well, maybe I don't come out. Maybe none of us come out." And then they effectively just outcasted her again. Left her in the back.
It's going to be bad for her.
Yeah. So yeah, it's coming. It's definitely coming. Like Bailey getting tossed out of Damage Control is definitely coming. But so Asuka comes out with the remaining competitors. Well, the remaining team of Damage Control with Dakota and of course Asuka had her match and Io, and then the neutralization happened. You had Zelina Vega come out. You had Mia Yim come out. Then you had Shotzi and Bianca, and they kind of took them away. So there was a one-on-one match between Asuka and Charlotte. I mean, the match wasn't bad. Asuka and Charlotte have a good match. Charlotte seemed to something with her leg or knee or something during the match, but Bailey comes out again because she can't stay away. She's trying to help. She's just trying to stay. She calls Charlotte the match. She thinks she's done good, but like you said, it's coming. We all know that eventually there's going to be Bailey's going to be on the island by herself, or maybe she won't. Maybe she won't because, like I talked about before, Mercedes Moné, aka the former Sasha Banks, is a free agent. Maybe she signs back with WWE now that everything is not so messed up over there, which is the reason she left the first time. Maybe she winds up coming back. Maybe she's another one of those people that leaves WWE and comes back when things are better, and we'll see. We did see her at Wembley for AEW show, but I don't know, dude. If you're looking at AEW and AEW's women's division, and you're a gigantic star, you're a needle mover, in you would be a needle mover for AEW. You would, you most certainly would, and you know what you can contribute to AEW in their women's division. But AEW's women's division looks the way it looks. Like, you got tons of women. You got tons of women, but do we see them? No, we don't. We're bringing Riho back again for the 100th time for whatever reason. I
didn't know who that was.
Yeah. I don't think you've seen Riho before, but
I'm like,
this is what she does. She just comes back and gets title shots, but we're supposed to be whatever.
You come out with some. I thought I would miss something. I did. Nah. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. But yeah, so if you're Mercedes, and maybe WWE already knows something. Maybe that's why this story is happening. Maybe that's why Bailey's about to be on the outs and they're waiting for Sasha to get 100% or Mercedes or whatever she's going to do. Maybe she, maybe they're waiting to formally bring her back in. Who knows? I think that story, again, talking about stuff that writes itself, If you're able to get Mercedes or Sasha or whatever, if you're able to get her back in WWE, there it is. It's already the boss hug connection or whatever you want to go by between Bailey and Sasha, who are BFFs. So there it is. There's her backup right there. So, I mean, we'll see.
I don't know.
Only time will tell.
Should Bailey go to AEW?
I think she's dug in. She thinks she's contracted, so she. I don't think she would. She shouldn't go. I don't think so.
I don't like it.
Get lost in the shuffle. They got so many people they took time out to put on TV. People who got them to 2 spots and got them actually talking about the women's division, and then it just became like an afterthought.
I don't know. Get her out of there.
Well, it's not. You just don't want to see Bayley.
I don't want to be there. I'm sick of her.
But
she just don't add up to me.
Don't add up.
Like something about her. Like I like the attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't get me wrong, I like the attitude.
Yeah.
But you like a lost puppy dog all the time. That's where my issue comes in.
Okay. She's used to. So for a while, and the funny thing about going back to her relationship with Sasha years ago, she was the sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
She was the stepping stone. Like Sasha would use her, they were friends or whatever, but it was always Sasha was the star and Bayley was the backup. And then after Bayley turned and she went from the inflatable tube people and hugging people and high-fiving and being the most positive person on earth to saying what's up bitches to people. it kind of turned, and then she found her momentum, and then her star rose, and then after a while Bayley became the star, and then it kind of shifted where she was giving back that bullshit to Sasha that she was getting before. So it was a cool dynamic, but we'll see how it plays out. But I think for right now, my initial thoughts, I think Sasha, Mercedes, whatever, I think she re-signs with WWE. I think she goes back. I do. I just got a feeling.
I feel as though Damage Control is going to be...
AEW doesn't know how to handle that star. She was in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that?
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Interesting developments. And the main event for the Tribute to the Troops show. I mean, we did have a couple of matches there. It looks like they're still doing the U.S. title tournament to try to get number one contender for Logan Paul's United States Championship.
I hope he loses that shit.
Yeah, I think he's going to hold on to it for a little bit, unfortunately, because, I mean, it's Logan Paul. He's walking around with a WWE Championship.
You say that like it means something.
It gets...
You get
WWE
YouTubers now.
Wherever. Yeah, it gets, whatever.
Engaged with...
Whatever, man. With this. We're
on YouTube. Do we deserve a title belt?
I think we should. I think we should have title belts.
They're like $500. My daughter just asked for one.
Yeah, I paid a little bit for the ones I have.
Yeah. My daughter just was like, I want a belt. And then asked for tickets.
I mean, you gotta take the belt to the show.
Tickets are like $1,000.
You gotta take the belt to the show.
I'm not. We'll drop like for 2 tickets, $2,000 plus a belt, plus dinner, parking. It's like a $5,000 event. Because I'm not sitting on the plate. You give me the first 3 rows. I'm not sitting back. It's either I'm ringside or I'm not going.
Fair enough.
Like I'm not gonna be up in the rafters.
Oh yeah, no.
Those tickets are like $100.
Yeah.
I might take it to something smaller, like NXT or something.
Well, next time a house show comes around.
Yeah.
Actually, they're
coming to Philly for during WrestleMania.
Yeah. So WrestleMania is at the link, but I think there's a house show before that, like coming up fairly soon. Like not like in Allentown area or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Allentown's not far from me.
Yeah, I'll double check. And I mean, house show is pretty much it's a live event, so it's it's a lot more. You get a lot more fun than actually them, on live TV because they gotta do this, and this. There's a lot more free atmosphere. Wrestlers are more open and they can do more stuff because they don't have to worry. They're not on TV. They don't have time restraints and all that other stuff. So I mean,
I got a time restraint. I'm trying to go to sleep. We're gonna be here all night, and you figure it out. Like,
well, it's fun though. House shows are pretty good. But one match that wasn't a house show match was Randy Orton and LA Knight taking on Solo and your boy Jimmy Uso in the main event, a tribute to the troops on SmackDown.
I was okay with LA Knight because they was going against Jimmy.
Because they were beating up Jimmy Uso.
That's pretty much it. So no fuck LA Knight today, but double fuck Jimmy Uso.
Okay. Hey, look, Jimmy Uso court quite a few.
Horrific dude.
Randy did the slam thing on the table. Trashed him around a little bit. Randy looked good in the ring. Of course, tag team matches help a little bit. He does not work in a full one-on-one match, but I mean, damn if he couldn't. And of course,
LA
gotta
Knight
send the
always
people
interfering.
home happy.
Yeah.
RKO.
You got LA Knight interfering every 2 seconds.
Yeah, so they did a little thing back and forth where, at first I'm like, is this going to work out or is this not? Because they were doing blind tags, tagging each other in, and then they're like, yo, why did you just... So I'm like, I'm like, is LA Knight about to get RKO right now?
I was looking forward to it.
I thought it was coming.
I was on the edge of my seat.
I'm sure it'll happen if they continue this. If they continue Randy and LA Knight sniffing around the bloodline, it'll happen at some point.
Yeah,
but yeah. So we'll find out what happens. Roman Reigns is supposed to come back at the next episode of SmackDown. Because he ain't got why not?
He ain't got nothing else better to do with his time.
Yeah, sure he'll come out and give you like maybe the opening segment promo and then just disappear again for like until maybe Royal Rumble if he participates at the show, if he wrestles anybody, who knows.
That's a job to have.
Hey, look, he's the guy.
That is a job to have. I thought my job was sweet. Nah.
I mean, he was in the shit for many years when WWE was trying to push him as the guy, and all the fans completely rejected it because the company was force feeding him to us as this top babyface, as like the guy, and everybody's like, look, man, stop trying to beat us over the head with Roman Reigns. Nobody gives a shit. No one cares. And it wasn't until he got with Paul Heyman and completely turned heel and ain't give a shit what anybody had to think, then people are like, damn, this dude's actually kind of cool. But, which in turn will make for a hell of a babyface when he eventually does turn back to babyface. Now you got this dude who longest reigning world champion. You got this, this guy who's done it all essentially. So.
Yeah.
And then they could do something with maybe Punk and Heyman do get back together. Maybe Heyman turns on Roman. Maybe the roles get flipped. Maybe Punk's now the big bad and Roman's the hero. You can do things.
You can. You can.
Yeah, there's story there. So that's WWE. So there was story there. There's not a whole lot of story on the AEW side this week. Once again, not a whole lot happening. We continued the Continental Classic tournament, which is, not bad. The tournament's fine. Again, great matches. You're going to get great action, but it's all you really kind of sort of all you get. Did have a fantastic match between Rush and Jon Moxley on Dynamite. That was good. Jay White and Jay Lethal was good on Dynamite.
But wait, we're not going to gloss over. My man mustering enough strength and willpower.
That's true.
to get out of that wheelchair.
He got out the wheelchair. It happened.
Toss it away.
It happened.
I was like, you know what? That is motivation. That's inspiration for y'all young people out there that you too can succeed in life.
That's true.
As long as you manage neck health.
That's right. More people need to watch AEW so they can get inspired.
Yeah.
AEW just needs to cast that wider net to get the people in.
Mm-hmm.
To bring the people in so they can give you that inspiration, so they can give you, that knowledge and that motivation.
Me and my daughter was watching it, and she was like, "Why is he in a wheelchair?" I'm like, "Because people were doing bad things to him. He's just trying to better himself, spread that good word." And she got so excited when he got up. I'm like, "See, she got excited."
See?
I
motivating. Look at that, motivating people. But yeah, what else? Other matches we had.
Storm and Sky Blue.
Yes, wasn't Tony Storm and Sky Blue wasn't a bad. That match. That's when we got Riho back again.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Riho's gonna get a championship match because why not? It's Riho.
MJF got attacked backstage.
Yeah, so we got some interaction between Hangman and MJF. Hangman, who apparently said he's just going to play spoiler to Swerve's entire career for the rest of his life, saying, he, of course, Swerve beat him at the pay-per-view, but Hangman isn't done, and he's going to make sure that the one thing that Swerve wants, he never gets. But this turned into MJF popping up and them going back and forth, them pointing the finger at, maybe you're the devil or maybe you're the devil. And we got some more information, or maybe not more information, but we got something else, another layer to it, I should say, because MJF got laid out prior to his match with Samoa Joe against two of the
we didn't see it.
We didn't see it. Maybe it didn't even happen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he just laid down and we know Hangman Page drinks beer. It was a beer bottle.
It's a setup.
He just talked to Page. Now all of a sudden, MJF's laying down. There's a beer bottle there. So I
don't think it's Hangman though.
Nah. I seriously doubt it is. Like, I don't know. Like, in my mind, I think the plan was, and maybe still is, because maybe we stretched this thing out that long, it's Adam Cole. Like, I still think that, the devil's Adam Cole. Like, but Adam's injured. Can't really have can't really do the shit, because...
No, it's strong. It's strong in his people.
There's something to be said. A lot of people were taking some pictures on social media over the week, and they were saying, this looks like this person in the mask looks like Matt Taven, and this person,
That's what I did. That's how I put two and two together. I was looking at height, weight, walk when they, cadence when they walk. Yeah, it's those people.
So maybe Roddy Strong's the devil himself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe getting rid of that wheelchair just gets you further to it.
Because here's the thing. They never around at the same time. At all.
That's true. Nobody's really pointing the finger at Roddy because he's been in a wheelchair this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Hiding in plain sight.
And in a neck brace. Devil ain't wearing a neck brace.
We'll see.
But yeah, so the main event here was the big thing on this show. This was pretty much what you would watch Dynamite for, and it was Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage for the TNT title in Canada. Match was fine. I think we talked the last episode about giving this match away on free TV, and if there's something else going to be involved and how this works, maybe they're setting up for something else. And looks like clearly they're setting up for something else here as the way the match ended. The match was fine, but we got Nick Wayne's mom, the most predictable fashion ever. As soon as she came out, I'm like, oh yeah, Christian's clearly winning this match here. Or AEW very rarely does disqualifications, so I wasn't sure if they were going to do that. They really don't do a whole lot of DQ finishes. So I'm like, something's going to happen. She's going to cause Copeland Christians. They're not changing the title on TV like that. And this will help maybe sell the pay-per-view now, because they do have a pay-per-view coming up in at the end of December. And maybe there's a rematch. Maybe there's something where there's no interference, cage match. Who knows?
Yeah.
But, like, predictable finish to it. Wasn't really much else to Dynamite. You didn't get a whole lot.
I didn't think she was going to do it.
You didn't think she was going to do it?
No.
Thought she was going to hit Christian or just not do anything?
I thought she was going to hit Cage.
Okay.
Not Adam. I thought she was going to hit Cage. But then I thought about it. She probably got feelings for the bull.
She did sit and watch as Adam Copeland concertoed her son right in front of her.
That's okay. It's okay.
That's probably going to be at, like, if they talk to her and if, like, they go like, oh, she's going to explain herself, then I'm sure that's probably going to be well, you did it, kid. Yeah. But like I said, it's fine. As soon as I seen her, I knew what this was, and that was Dynamite.
That was it.
That was really it. Collision got some matches. More of the tournament. That's pretty much AEW's just focusing in on the Continental Classic tournament, and I mean, rightfully so. You're getting good matches. Are we getting a lot of substance story wise? Are we getting something to bring people in that don't necessarily want to see that, or no, we're not getting the spectacle. We're not getting, but I mean, AEW is more wrestling driven, but lately they've been the stuff with MJF and all that. Like, the pacing is weird. Like, you give it to us and then we don't get anything, and then you give it to us and then we don't get anything. Or if you give us a little piece of one thing, then we got something completely out of left field, like, throughout the rest of the show. You're like, well, what the hell happened to them? It's all over the place. Like, there's no real structure to the show to keep you roped in, and there's so many moving parts. There's so many people. You're swapping people in and out. There's like, oh damn, I forgot Ruby Soho and Angelo Parker had like this romantic thing going on. I forgot all about that. Now all of a sudden Soraya's like and Anna Jay are hanging together. When the hell did that happen? Like, stuff just happens in AEW. You're like, when the fuck did that happen? Why? Are we explaining this? No, we're not going to explain that. We're just going to move on.
Just go with it. See, I like AEW because I like to watch certain people.
Wardlow.
That's it. Wardlow, yes.
And we did get Wardlow on Collision.
Wardlow
and
Willie Mack.
Willie Mack, yes.
Yeah.
He caught Willie Mack from the Hurricanrana and powerbombed him. And then powerbombed him again. Until it was over.
He left. He was out the ring before the ref called him. He knew. He's like, I'm done. And just walked out. And the ref called it.
After a very emphatic powerbomb, he just like went down.
I am. Like, Wardlow, big fan.
Yeah, so we got Wardlow. That match, and I think we got Willow and Mercedes Martinez also on the show. And then the rest of them were for the Continental Classic. We had Eddie Kingston again with Claudio Castagnoli, and Eddie got a surprise win there. So Eddie Kingston stays alive because I think he was close to being mathematically eliminated in the tournament. But we had that
all over the place.
Yeah.
Because if it was a count out, they both would have got one, but Kingston would have still been
eliminated.
No, he would have still been up, if I'm not mistaken. That whole tournament thing is weird to me. Let me stop talking like I know what I'm doing.
I don't think Kingston won match. I think he lost 2. So I think he was at 0. So if he got counted out, he would have been at 1. So he still only would have had 1 point in the tournament. But yeah, it's round robin tournaments are, like I said, it's a take from, the New Japan stuff, but they don't do a good job. They just kind of threw it out there. AEW assumes that you know things a lot. They really do. And when they explain things in the tone as if they're just explaining it for the sake of explaining it and not actually explaining it.
Like I'm supposed to automatically know what's going on.
Yes, they assume that. Yeah, they assume that you do.
Didn't even know y'all had a tournament coming up. I was watching y'all for weeks, months.
We also got, because they were in Canada, Kenny Omega and Ethan Page, who just popped up out of nowhere and was like, hey, I need to challenge Kenny Omega to be the king of Canada. What?
Ain't no Canadians were that important.
Like,
I got good maple syrup.
I mean, in wrestling, yes, but
I like hockey.
But I'm like, it's Ethan Page. Like, he's been in the Ring of Honor. He's been doing things in Ring of Honor. But if you don't watch Ring of Honor, you don't know where Ethan Page has been. You're just like, randomly, you're watching Collision. You turn Collision on. You're like, why is Ethan Page wrestling Kenny Omega right now?
Just to be doing it.
That's the perception. Like, why is this happening? But so we got that. We also got, it looks like we're building something more with Julia Hart and Abaddon.
Okay, yeah.
With the video package. I mean, that's something in the women's division. That's something. Hopefully that something turns into something. I'm more than likely they'll wind up wrestling at the pay-per-view, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then we had, again, I'm never going to complain about the quality of matches that we get, because our main event on Collision was Bryan Danielson and Andrade El Idolo. And damn it, that match was really, really good. That was a really, really good match. You had the injury thing with Danielson's eye was split and all this, and surprise, surprise, Andrade actually got the win here. Andrade, after, KO'd him, ran him into the buckle, hit him with a couple of knees, then did the hammerlock, the DDT, and pinned Danielson there. And then, of course, the story afterwards was Danielson was laying in the ring, still wrestling with the fresh off of the surgery for the broken orbital bone, and that's the story now. The Danielson injury. How does this affect things? Where do we go from here with him, and all that. But like I said, quality-wise matches, you're going to get it from AEW. They just give you the show in very weird ways. And I just wish it was better structured. Like, that's all. We need the women actually doing something and not just a matter-of-fact match here and there, like a random throwing out of a match. And
they need to hire McMahon. Yeah.
Hey, Vince is about to be available. No, he's not. No.
You'll see. Put him out there. Give him a job.
I mean, Tony needs more hands on deck, man. You can't just you can't be the only guy. Can't be the only guy doing this. And right now, like, the momentum has completely shifted right now. Like, WWE is cooking on all cylinders right now. They are killing it. They're crushing it right now. And AEW, although I enjoy AEW's product, but I also know AEW's product could and should be much better than it is right now.
Yeah.
And they need to figure that out. And they need to figure that out quick. So maybe they do, maybe they don't. But we'll be here for the story, as we always are.
Every week,
which brings us to the end of the Bury the Booking podcast for this week. I want to thank you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Find us on YouTube, everywhere where you get your ear candy. We will see you next time on the Barry the Booking Podcast. Take care.